The University of Oregon is located in Eugene, a city of 80,000 people, situated in the lush Willamette River Valley, midway between Cascade Mountains
Touchdown, Stewart. Yeah, I got your speed right here.
Hey, ball partner, 10, outside 5. Are you kidding me?
I'm really proud of where this team's at. We got a lot of work to do.
What's the deal, Duck family? I am Kenjon Borner alongside Jay Stu, and we want to welcome you to another episode of the Ducks of a Feather podcast. Today, we're going to jump into the Ducks' major Big Ten championship win over the Nittany Lions. We're going to jump into some flock talk. We're just going to have a great time. Stu, how we doing, baby?
I'm doing fantastic, brother.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Man, what a weekend it was. What a weekend it was. What a weekend it was.
What was it like, man? Was it cold? Was it fun? Would you eat? Did you see somebody that you ain't seen in a long time? Like some good, teammates? What's up? What's up, man?
Well, let's jump into the weather right off the bat. My first day there, it was 15 degrees.
Oof,
right off the bat, let's get that out the way.
How does an airplane fly in that?
It was to the point I posted a little clip on my story on Instagram. I didn't even make it into the airport. I'm going through the jet bridge, and I could see my breath. I said, "Oh, it's cold. It's cold. It's real cold." But it was it was cold, a little bit windy. But Indy's a beautiful place to me. I've been there a few times, obviously the combine and then playing out there. I just had a good time. Definitely seen a whole lot of old faces, met a lot of new faces. Got around the team a little bit, seen Hawk, of course, Coach Lanning, Justin. It was a beautiful experience, dope time out there.
It looked like it was fun, man.
And the game was crazy. That was fun.
That was a game.
Fun. Yes, it was, man. We didn't have a whole lot of people there, but the people that were there, boy, they was making a whole lot of noise. It was energetic. The atmosphere was electric. Everybody was on edge. Everybody was up. Everybody was ready for the game. It was a whole lot of love going around the stadium. It was dope. It was really dope.
What were the Penn State fans like? They seem like they're nice people.
They were very nice.
Yeah.
It almost bothered me.
Just football fans, huh?
Yeah, like it reminded me of playing at Stanford. Like everybody just, why are you nice, bro?
Good game, man. That was a great game by you guys.
You guys have a really good team. Thank you. Yeah, this should be really exciting. We're hoping for a really good game.
I love the Duck. Right? The Duck is the best mascot ever.
That was the thing. Your Duck, that mascot, he is just great. And in my mind, I'm like, your mascot is awful.
Yeah.
Your mascot's terrible.
Yeah, terrible.
Get a new one. Let's get
a lot of match to your mascot.
Yeah, no, but they were actually really, really, really nice people. Everybody that I met from Penn State, whether it was being in the elevator with them, whether it was being out and about, meeting them at the stadium, even when bad calls were being made during the game, these were still nice people. I'm like, bro, this is football. No, come on, make this competitive.
I think people love the Duck, to be honest.
It's hard not to. Kenny Bell, he went to Nebraska, played receiver there. I was with him a whole lot,
saw that.
Majority of the weekend. He hated the Duck. He hated the Duck. He had nothing but terrible things to say about the Duck.
Because he's a player, man. He played football. So anybody that played football, they're gonna have their allegiance in a whole nother demeanor.
Oh, but listen. We get to the game, right?
Uh-huh.
The Duck walking. I grab the Duck. Me and the Duck talking. Then I pull Kenny back.
What the Duck say? He can't talk.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about all that. Okay? Okay. Don't worry about the conversation we had. Okay.
He was like quack quack.
Yeah.
That was pretty good, bro. Say that again.
We was talking. What? We was having a full-on conversation. Yeah, so I brought Kenny Bell over there. I tied them together. They started talking. Look, you didn't know I spoke Duck, huh?
What?
You need to stop. You don't do that no more. That's
man,
not right.
That is a tap, bro. Look, I hope y'all record the fact that he can talk Duck.
Yeah, we were speaking.
Hey,
I told you we
speak
had a
Duck to me from now on. I don't want you to say nothing else besides Duck. Okay. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, you know what I said?
You said, yup.
That's exactly what I said.
Wow.
But yeah, so I brought them together. So they took a picture together, took a video. I told the duck, we gonna whoop him. We gonna jump him. But by the end of it, Kenny came to me, he said, I love the duck. I said, exactly. That's the effect that the duck
Charming.
has on every. Listen, you can't hate the duck.
Nah.
Like children, babies love the duck. How you hate something babies love? You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. It's impossible.
You got a bad spirit if you hate the duck.
Something wrong with you. Something wrong. Kenny Bell, you was almost out of here, but that's my dog. That's a great dude. Kenny Bell is a great dude. Had so much fun with them. But man, it was just a dope. It was really a dope time. I wish you could have been there. I wish you were there because I would have loved to have shared that experience with you.
Man, I would have loved to be there.
Man,
because it looked fun. We would have had all kind of fun all over the place.
It was so much fun, bro. It was so. I had an absolute ball. Absolute ball. Real
I'm
dope
glad
experience.
you got to experience it.
Yeah, man. But let's get into this flock talk. Let's see what the fans got to say. There was a lot of quacking going on the net. First up, who's the Voss asks, what's your favorite Rose Bowl memory? For me, DeAnthony Thomas. That boy had 3 carries for 700 yards.
Yeah.
DeAnthony Thomas put on one hell of a performance. But then I will also go to the Ohio State game that I had special team-wise returning that ball. I really had a hell of a game. Not to toot my own horn, but I balled out against Ohio State. That's one of my fondest memories because that was one of the first big games that I had back in L.A. So that's a fond memory, but definitely leaving myself out of it. DeAnthony Thomas. I think that's everybody's Rose Bowl memory, in my opinion.
You took that one. And so I'll go for my favorite Rose Bowl memory would be 2020, Justin Herbert. That was my first time being able to go and actually experience, a win. That was my first time experiencing watching, a bowl game, watching a Oregon football game in person and seeing a win. Because I obviously didn't experience, a Rose Bowl like y'all did, The celebration, the lead up to it, the excitement level of everybody being in town, dressed in their colors, the flyover with that big old bomber jet. It was amazing, man. It was an incredible experience. Justin Fisher hooked me up with, some sideline opportunities for my family. And so it was fun, man. It was dope. It was dope.
I'm gonna give you one more memory. Us against Wisconsin, 2011-2012 season. Myself, Coach Cam, and LaMichael, there's a picture of us somewhere. It's the 3 of us together. We kind of watching as the game is winding down. The hug, the embrace, and the excitement we had once we won. That's one of my fondest. Let me put that up there as well. In there with my 2 guys, Coach Cam, who was like a father figure to me and LaMike while we was in school, and then LaMike being my brother, so us to share that moment. So yeah, I would go there as well. Throw that up there.
At Tyler_Armstro asks, longtime listener, first time caller. Should we be getting Sadiq more targets downfield? Kid is a certified freak. Yeah. The short answer is yes. We absolutely should be getting him ready because next year he's going to be that guy. So we might as well start passing that torch. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to go ahead and answer this one in duck.
Bro, how you do that?
God.
What's wrong with you?
God.
How'd you even find out that you could do that? Was Donald Duck your favorite Disney character?
First of all, it wasn't Donald Duck. It was Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck.
I grew up, okay? All right, that was me.
Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had the best cartoon, but let's not get sidetracked.
Yeah.
Ryan, on that, I'm gonna need you to fill in the answer with what I said, okay, with that duck. But 1,000%, yes, we need to be getting him more passes. We need to be getting him more screens. We need to be getting him more runs, jet sweeps. We need to use Sadiq how we use Colt Lyerla when we had him. Give him the ball. Let him run the ball. He is a hybrid athlete. He's not just your typical blocking tight end. He's not just your typical receiving. This is a dude that can impact the game in every way. However you want him to, he can do it. He's that type of player. So yes, we do need to be getting this guy the ball more. All right, UO4 Life 84457 asks, When the Ducks offense struggles, the defense can win the game. And when the defense struggles, offense can carry them to victory. Considering the upcoming teams, does the team have to be clicking on all cylinders or can they keep winning with one side struggling? I don't think we can continue winning that way once we get into the playoffs. Certain teams you will be able to beat like that. Certain teams, all phases don't have to be firing on all cylinders. But when you're getting into these win or go home games, you don't want to leave it up to chance. You want your entire team to show up. You want every facet of the game to be clicking. You want everybody to be moving on one accord and in the same direction. It's great when you have a team to where the other side of the ball can pick up the slack. That's a championship caliber team. When one side is struggling, the other side can get it done. When that side is struggling, the other side can get it done. And when both sides are struggling, special teams can step in and help win the game. It's mandatory. It's imperative to have all things clicking once you get into these win or go home games, because you don't want to be like, well, damn, if only our defense would have played a couple snaps a little bit better, or well, damn, if we only would have took care of the ball on off. You want to be firing on all cylinders.
The point is to prepare, appropriately, you know what I'm saying? And be able to go out there and execute, right? At the highest level possible. And it's not about offense and defense carrying each other either, right? It's about playing complementary football. Special
football.
teams, offense, and defense. They all need to work together, dog. So that's how you win games. And you don't ever go into a situation like, oh, man, we struggled stopping the run.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we go into this game and the offense got our back.
Yeah.
Nah, better go to the drawing board and figure out how to stop the run.
Bill Belichick, to what you just said, every pregame speech Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
every Monday, every Tuesday, beginning of the week, he was at that exact statement. We're going to win games by playing complementary football in all phases of the game.
Yep.
Whichever team can play complementary football will win the game. Whichever team can't will lose. That was Bill's message to us every week.
And the reason why you're capable of carrying each other in times of need is because of that preparation and that same mindset.
Yep.
At Morris, at Maurice Mojo. Man, y'all got some crazy names out here. Oregon has a first round bye. The good news is they get 24 days off to heal and get healthy. The bad news is they get 24 days off. How do you prevent getting rusty and coming out clunky in the Rose Bowl?
That is a great question.
Yes.
Rose Bowl. You like my hat?
I love that hat, dog.
Like that hat? See,
yeah,
I
man.
would take it off and show y'all the inner workings of the inside, but if I take this hat off,
that hair looking kind of crazy, isn't it?
We didn't have to do all of that.
I'm just saying, dog. You got a lot of hair on you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't get to have a lot of hair like you.
Why you got to make it sound nice? You got to make it sound nice. Anyway, let's lock in, okay? Dang, just took the wind right out of my sail. It is great that we have 24 days, and it is not so great that we have 24 days because, again, you don't want to get rusty. You don't want to lose your rhythm. You don't want to lose the momentum that you have. But here's what I will say. Dan Lanning is our head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about a thing. And Dan Lanning, we trust.
Period.
Point blank, period. He's going to have this team ready. This coach, listen, you got to, it's not, I want to make this clear. We give all the praise in the world to Coach Lanning, but this coaching staff this staff is one of a kind. The thing about being a head man is understanding that you have to have guys in place that will echo your voice, that will be your voice when you're not around, and will spread the same exact message that you're spreading. And
which is the good news.
Right. And what position coaches have to understand is within that little room of yours, you're essentially the head coach. So Dan Lanning has surrounded and built this team with guys that he can trust, guys that he knows are going to push the same message, and guys that he knows are going to motivate these guys to come out and play. So I'm not worried about 24 days. If anything, the rest of the country needs to be worried about Oregon having 24 days off to fully get healthy, refocus, come out and execute the way that Oregon can. So I'm not worried about the 24 days. And as a matter of fact, I like the number. I like it.
24 is a good number.
Yeah,
I love that too.
I like that.
I mean, Dan Lanning probably telling them right now, all right, look, fellas, we're going to use this time to heal, right? But we also going to refine our techniques.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to study our opponent.
Get to the basics.
We're going to get to the basics. Because that's what it's all about right now.
Yeah.
Because a lot of y'all been slacking on some basics.
Yeah.
As good as we are, we slack in some areas, right? So perfect the game plan. The season isn't over. This is not vacation time.
Right.
You'll have vacation time once we win that championship.
Talk about it.
Period.
I had to look at this name correctly before I messed up and said something that you would have to pause this.
Salt Lick.
Salt Lick
628.
Wait. Salt
What?
Lick 628. First of all, you're freaky. Okay. No, you're a little freak, okay?
Oh, God.
Little freak nigga, okay?
Hey,
You wasn't that freak nigga back in the day, but let's focus.
What's so salty?
And why are we licking it?
Pickles, like, what's going on?
We gotta focus. Listen,
Goddamn, what is that? The Moten's salt?
It's something. See, it's something. Okay. Do you remember the Lucas little that you used to put in your hat? And
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, throwback. Okay. Was the defensive strategy to force PSU up the middle? I can't tell you what the defensive strategy was, but what I can tell you is that Singleton and K-Tron ran like Decepticons. See,
Hey, them boys getting up out of there, boy.
Let me tell you something. This was a for the Transformer fans out there. This was a Transformer movie.
Yes.
The Autobots get they behind kicked all movie long, but somehow at the end of the movie miraculously find a way to win.
That's a great analogy.
Was Megatron and the rest of the Decepticons. K-Tron and Singleton ran angry. They ran aggressive. They ran through us. They ran by us. Listen, they did everything but win the game. Right. I don't know what the defensive strategy. I was actually watching the game before we got on. We were so vanilla up front.
Yeah.
We were either in an over front or we would shift to an under. Then we would go 3-4 sometime. But we were so vanilla with our front. I don't think we did enough. And I think it was easy for them to pick us off. It was like it was just generic for me. I don't think we did enough. And then it was bad tackling. I mean, we're not even into the game. This has led me somewhere I didn't want to go until later. But yeah.
But we probably were anticipating getting after that quarterback. And what was happening, he was escaping through the middle because the interior wasn't there. And when the interior isn't there, it says a lot of things. You know, discipline, gap, integrity, right? If you ain't falling into them gaps, there's going to be a mishap. And so there was a lot of mishaps going on around on that field.
Stu, listen. MK, Mary Kate, she works with BTN. When we were at the Maryland game, she was like, I'm not impressed with your defense. And I said, what? I said, we got one of the best defenses in the country. This was at the Maryland game. And so I'm with MK again out here in Indianapolis. And while the Decepticons are just having their way with the Autobots,
she was looking at you like, told you.
She tapped me on my shoulder. She said, do you remember when we were in Eugene for the Maryland game and I told you I wasn't impressed with your defense? I said, listen, look at the numbers. Numbers don't lie. We're just having a bad day.
Yeah.
We're just having a bad day defensively. So I don't know if that was the defensive strategy to force them, but I can't say that it was to force them up the middle because a lot of their plays broke to the outside.
Mid-zone. A lot of mid-zone.
Mid-zone is what was working for them mid-zone. But again, it was bad tackling. But let's not get into that because we still got to talk about the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can't tell you what the defensive strategy was. We not Tosh.
I know what their offensive strategy was. Singleton and Allen.
That was it. That was it. That
Two
was
horses.
It. That was all. We're going to table that and we're going to jump back into that a little bit. But until then, let's jump into some top plays from the Big Ten championship game.
Ooh.
Listen, I was right there.
You was right there? Where you was
there.
At? In the corner?
You probably could see me. You probably could see me. Go back. Let me see something. Oh, yeah.
There you go, jumping. I see you down there jumping with your...
Yeah. Right, yeah. Right there. Boom. Yeah, right there. I was right there. Caught it.
Sadiq, bro, kudos to you and your family. Your genetics, like, where your parents at? Was they athletes? Were they track stars? What were they? Because you jumping over people like this on national television,
Boy's an athlete, okay?
is absolutely ridiculous.
Most cats jump over guys.
Yeah.
Look at his technique. That is
He
a
might need to
true
run
hurdle.
track for
That is a
University of
true
Oregon.
hurdle. Ooh,
Jimmy
Jimmy
Rad.
Radcliffe.
Jimmy Rad, go get him.
Go get him.
Sign him up.
That
Sign
is
him
a
up.
true hurdle. Shout
Yeah.
out to Kenjon Sadiq.
Future first round draft pick 2026.
Call it, claim it. Next up,
Again.
you know what I loved? You know what I loved about this game? There was a
Yeah.
lot of 12 personnel out there.
Oh, yeah.
I
Remember, we
love
was
that.
talking about it.
Yeah, we talked about that. I love to see that because now T. Ferg garners so much attention anyway.
Mhm.
Now with both of those guys, that's a lot to worry about. You putting him, Trayshawn, and T. Ferg all on the same side. Then you can switch it up. You can put T. Ferg, you can put Kenjon Sadiq and Tez on the same. What do you do with that?
Yeah.
What do you
And
do?
this is a design play for Kenyon Sadiq. Like,
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where, as an offensive coordinator, throughout a season, you sprinkle a little bit, right? Like, oh, here's this guy. Oh, who is that guy?
Mhm.
And then you get excited and you think about, the preparation of these big games that are coming up. These offensive coordinators got a lot of ammo, just ready to fire off.
This is when football gets fun.
Yeah.
Like for a coordinator, this is when when you can really start dialing the stuff that you've been keep holding close to the vest. We don't want to show it yet. We don't want to.
Mhm.
Now it's fun. It's fun times now. This is where it gets exciting for guys. And man, shout out to Kenjon Sadiq having a hell of a day. Really was the spark for this Oregon football team early. Shout out to Kenyon. Shout out to Kenyon.
Let's talk about this conditioning though. Penn State, bro. Like, what y'all was doing? Y'all was sick or y'all was sick or what? Like, was he sick or was he just dehydrated?
He was drinking. He
went out the night before?
He had to.
Dang, 41.
Thank you. Listen, Manning, boy, make a cut. Make a cut.
Pow.
Where is your vision? That boy got shot down. Ricky! Wow.
Ricky!
Listen. My dog,
man.
Where's the vision? Do you not see him?
But I will say though, this was a bad decision on the quarterback. It was a little bit behind. But what I love about 8 here, he had late hands, but like late intentional hands. He was active, stayed after the play. He didn't give up. You know what I'm saying? So his awareness of the fact that, hold up, I'm not just going to go tackle the guy. I'm not just going to, because a lot of guys in those situations, they don't play the ball.
Yeah.
They play the receiver.
Right.
And so if you play the receiver, you miss out on a pick. You play the receiver, you're going for the body, you're trying to tackle him, like all paranoid and all last minute. Oh, got to make the play. But heads up play for him. And thank you for,
thank you.
giving a touchdown to young Jordan James.
Yeah, listen, DBs, receivers, tight ends, listen, anytime you get tackled that 1-2 yard line, you got to understand we are your teammates. But as a running back, we are jumping with joy.
Thank you.
We are elated because you know what's coming next? Power.
Yes.
4 times straight. We are elated. We are euphoric on the inside. We cheering for you. Get there. Don't get there.
Yeah.
Oh, this was beautiful. Listen, Tez, Mr. Okay?
Yeah.
Tez, baby, listen. I don't know if you've seen it, but he had his biological family there, and this was their first time being able to see him play in person. And boy, did you give them something to talk about. Did you give them something to remember? This is something that your family will never forget, bro. And this is something that he'll never forget. Finally having his birth people there to be there and support. And at a stage like this, you put on a show, bro. So I want to give you a round of applause. Matter of fact, I want to give you a standing ovation, but if I stand up, I might knock something over. But, I talk to you whenever I see you out there, and bro, I'm proud of you. I'm super happy for you. You've been a spark plug for this team all season long, and I said it earlier. I said it on the Big Ten when I was doing the post-game show. You never know how valuable a player is until that player is not there, and you see what it looks like without him being there. And our offense didn't look the same. And for you, Tez, you are that missing piece to this team. And when you're there, this offense looks completely different. And watching you catch the ball and make people miss left and right like you did on this past weekend, you a dog, savage. Boy, and I'm excited for you. I look forward to seeing what you're doing in these playoffs.
Listen, we're going to talk about Tez Johnson, but we need to talk about Dylan Gabriel outrunning the number one defensive player outside of Travis Hunter in college football, Abdul Carter. That boy turned that edge and couldn't find his footing.
Bent the corner on him. Bent the corner on that boy. And look, DG, boy, when I think Dylan Gabriel is a better quarterback on the run than he is in the pocket.
I feel like a lot of quarterbacks that are mobile find their rhythm there.
You know who I just seen? You know who I just seen on that play, Stu?
Who?
From Dylan. He looked like Jeremiah Masoli. Boy, get out my head. Get out my head.
All in my head.
I think about it over and over again. I'm looking at that play right now. I'm like, that is Jeremiah Masoli.
Yeah.
Because Masoli on the run was a different dog. Look, he looks exactly like Masoli on that play.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
If it walked like a duck, if it talked like a duck, then it is a duck.
Quack.
Once a duck, always a duck.
Always a duck. But yeah, shout out to Tez. Shout out to DG. That ball. Look, boy, that boy threw a beauty. And his release is so quick.
Yeah.
Go. Look at that. Look at that on the money. And look, little jitterbug. I'm gonna start calling bro a jitterbug.
Yeah, he is jittery, boy.
Bro, run like he's running for his life.
Yeah.
Look. Oh, I'm out of there. I'm going.
I don't know why you acting like you not fast. That's how you be looking. You, DeAnthony, LaMichael, all them boys, y'all be running like y'all just out there trying to, like y'all stole something. Like,
back in the day.
Like a bad kid. Like, come here, get in the kitchen, clean this up. That's what he run like. He run like a bad kid.
Boy, he was out of there. What we got next, Rod? Let's seal it.
Seal the deal. Nico Reed. Nico Reed, brother. Appreciate you, brother.
Man, thank you. Because at this point,
was what I like about this play.
Go ahead.
Is he pinned the receiver to the sideline, and you know what we say about that sideline. That sideline is just another defender.
That's it.
Okay, and so when you pin to the sideline, he stacked him, right? Positioned himself just like a receiver. He turned himself into a receiver. The ball dropped right. The ball dropped right in his lap. Okay,
he found the ball. That's the key. After locking the defender up, pinning him to the sideline, what to me is the hardest thing in the world for a defender, for a DB to do these days, is to locate the football.
Yeah.
And this couldn't have came at a better, look, at this point in time, Stu, I'm down on that other end. I'm all right now. Hold on.
Yeah, so you going crazy down there.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Y'all thought I was finished?
Yeah, at this point in time, I'm like, I'm getting stressed.
Yeah.
Because the momentum is shifted.
Yeah.
Boy, hell of a play, man. It don't get no better than that.
It don't, man.
Celebrate.
That's a heads up play.
Yes.
And like I appreciate Zero being there too. Yeah. Just to make sure he's securing, not a bigger play.
I mean, he there, but he not really there. I don't know if he's supposed to be over the top of that, but
I'm just saying I appreciate you. You celebrate like he did it.
Yeah.
We're gonna need you to the next 3 weeks to get over the top, baby.
Get over it. Be where you're supposed to be.
Be where your feet are.
The way you running, I don't think you're supposed to be right there where you at. I don't think you're supposed to be there. I don't think that's your spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You running like you didn't messed up. But yeah.
Oh shoot. Oh. Thanks, dog. Hey, yeah, he did it. Yeah. Woof. Praise the Lord.
Man, but shout out to Mr. Reed, bro. Heads up play. Great play. Really sealed the game for us. The crowd went crazy after this. This did it. Outside of, DG on his last run. But shout out to Nico Reed.
Man, how'd you feel about Warren, that tight end?
He's exactly who I thought he was.
If we have to play another tight end like that, it's going to be stressful.
The good thing about it, first of all, there's only one Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
We will not face, unless we face Penn State again, we won't face another him.
Yeah.
Bro, he is, Stu, he's
Him.
different.
Yeah.
He's different. The whole game, I'm saying double team him. And then there was a play, I want to say, I can't remember what side. I think it was on the Penn State sideline where we actually tried to double team him, and he just went over top of both of them boys like they weren't there. It was, I said, oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah, crazy. But shout out to the Ducks, man, and shout out to Tez getting the MVP honors, being the first receiver ever
Yeah.
to win the MVP in the Big Ten title game. This is the first team in history to defeat Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, and Penn State in the same year and going to win the championship. So shout out to the Ducks. Ducks gave up 523 yards of total offense with 297. Let me do this right. With 300 coming on the ground. That's what we kind of got to focus on. That's what we got to lock in and talk about.
Yeah.
Because the defense has been great all season long, in my opinion. They've kind of been the most consistent aspect to this team, the most consistent phase. And so I'm not going to get on the defense like I want to get on the defense because this is your first time, really the first game where y'all had a let up since early in the season.
Yeah. When Ash and Jinty was beating us up.
Yeah, and I said this before. Genty ain't lose. Boise State lost, but Genty won.
Yeah, Genty won that. He won that battle.
They might have. Genty won the battle, but they lost the war. Okay.
Yeah, he was just like that Decepticons you was talking about.
We didn't face a
coach. Look at that Decepticon right there, man. You gotta stop him.
Like I said earlier, Katron and Singleton ran like Decepticons, boy. They was trying to make Earth theirs. And,
yeah, Earth was theirs that day.
It was.
If I were to tell you though, I thought I saw a stat like it was like 13 for 16 or 17 or something like that. Third down conversions for Penn State, and 300 yards rushing on the ground. And if I told you that was a stat line for Penn State, and told you that they lost, you would think I'm crazy.
Absolutely. I think it was a misprint, a misquote. I would think that you got it wrong.
And so I think Oregon, the good thing is they do have this time to go back and reevaluate, right?
Yeah.
And, be honest with yourself, right? What are other teams planning for you now? Because you just put something on tape that ain't going to go well. And so you're going to get challenged.
The teams that we may potentially have to face, this ain't something you want to do. And again, Ohio State being one of those teams that we may have to face, which is a dominant run team. You can't win games like this. You won't. I don't think you will be on the winning. You won't be in the winning column, giving up 297 yards on the ground. That can't happen. And so I got to be fair, because when the offense plays like trash, I tell them they play like trash. Our defense played like trash.
Yeah, in comparison.
We made the plays that needed to be made when it was time to make them. Yes, we did, and that's what winning teams do. But this was awful. This was trash. This was not what Oregon has been all season long, outside of that other Decepticon Genty that we talked about. This is not who we are. This is a one-off. And again, I said it earlier, I felt like we were so generic in what we did up front that it was kind of easy for Penn State to pick us off on blocks, to get a man on, to get guys off and get to that next level. But like I said earlier as well, we blew a lot of missed tackles. There were some missed tackles in here that ended up in being 20-yard gains and all that. So this wasn't good enough. It was good enough to win this game, but for the standard that Oregon has for themselves. And then I also said this, I watch, it's hard for me because I love Oregon football and I'm such a fan of it. I have these unrealistic expectations, like I don't know how football works. The best defenses in the NFL have games like this. Maybe not like this, but every defense has their day where they get got by a team. But going forward, we can't afford that, and I know they know that. I know the rest of the Duck family understand and know that. But this was trash, especially when it came to that run game. This was trash. This was awful. And I, for one, was one that was like, I think we're going to handle their run game. I respected Singleton. I respected Katron. I was not expecting. I think they're really good. I think they're really good backs, but they're not 300 yards on the ground good.
I will say that their yards their yards per rush was like 5.7 this year. Them boys had 8 and 10.
It was 10. I want to say 10.9.
Yeah.
10.9 and like 8.6 or 8.9 or something like that, bro. You giving up between two guys, you giving up 18 a carry.
Yeah. And then as far as like Oregon's defense rushing wise, they have been giving up them yards.
Yeah.
They was giving up like 4 yards. They gave up 4 yards a carry this year collectively as a group, which isn't good enough, right? Because it's basically what you're telling teams is like, okay, we just run the ball 3 times. You know what I'm saying? We'll get a first down. And so obviously we've had Ash and Gene T be a part of that. And we had these boys here be a part of that. But it's been something in the back of our heads when we play teams as far as what we're good at and what we're bad at. And stopping the run hasn't been a thing because we've been beating teams, right? When you're beating teams, they're going to avoid the run so that way they can put points on the board and pass the ball around. So we've been getting after the quarterback in those scenarios, right? So I think
that's another thing we didn't do.
But
we didn't get after
the quarterback. We couldn't get him.
Oh.
He was going up the middle. Every time we tried to pressure outside pressures, he was just scrambling up the middle.
You said it earlier, gap integrity.
Yep.
When you're rushing a quarterback, you got to be able to stay in your lane.
Yes.
Anytime you get, my dad say this, and I'm a correlate it to football. But we all got a lane in life, and when you get outside of your lane, that's when accidents happen.
Yeah.
And Oregon ended up outside of their lane a whole lot in this game, and accidents happen. But luckily, again, even with all those rushing yards, Stu, there was only one rushing touchdown by Katron. So we bend, but we didn't break completely in the when it came to the ground game. But this was ugly. It was ugly. It was absolutely ugly. It was awful. It was trash. I didn't like it. It wasn't fun to watch. I hated watching them two dudes run up and down the field and do us the way that they did because I know how good our defensive front is. We got dogs in Caldwell and Harmon and Birch and Teo. Tui. We got real players. We got real guys. And again, like I said, every defense has their day.
Yeah.
But we can't have another day like this. Not at all.
Yeah, you got to just get back to the fundamentals.
We got some awards, man. Some player awards. Right off the bat, the biggest of them all. DG being named a Heisman finalist, and I really think this game solidified it.
Right.
We knew Travis Hunter would be there. We knew Genty would be there. Didn't know if DG would be there. I figured Cam Ward as well with the season that he's had out in Miami. But I think this game solidified that. The way DG played in this game, the way he held it down, played with poise, put up numbers, just had a hell of a day. But I want to congratulate him on becoming a Heisman finalist. And hopefully, you could bring it home.
It's really unfortunate, that he's had a year that he's had, along with some historical moments in college football, right?
Shout out to DG having a hell of a year. Also, along with becoming a Heisman finalist, he is the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year and the Big Ten MVP, if I'm saying that correctly. So shout out to DG. And then my guy, this I think Betcher's might be my favorite guy on the team this season.
He's definitely my favorite player on the team too.
He's a dog, bro.
Heartbeat.
I love that dude. I had an opportunity to talk with him after the game in the hotel. And we kind of shared a moment. And so I won't share exactly what was said, but Bryce, you know how I feel about you, bro. You know what I think about you. You know what I think you mean to this team. And congratulations to you on becoming the 2024 Burrowsworth Trophy as the nation's top player who began his career as a walk-on. So shout out to you.
Yeah, man.
Because you are you are an inspiration to guys not only in the country, but in that locker room in the city of Eugene that want to be able to play college football, but think the walk-on path may be too hard or too much. But you, guys like TJ Ward, who started off as walk-ons to go and make a name for yourself the way that you did, bro, it is huge. And I give you the utmost congratulations, bro. And again, always in your corner, always in support of you, and keep doing what you do, bro. So congratulations to Dylan. Congratulations to Bryce.
Yes, sir. Deuce 8.
So now we're going to get into some college football playoff clips, okay?
As this bracket starts to fill itself out, this is going to be another format thing, talking point moving forward. If you strictly look at these first-round buys, if you strictly look at these second-round matchups, I don't think there is a more disadvantaged position than the 1 seed Oregon finds itself in. That doesn't mean that they couldn't go win the whole thing. We're talking about where you'd like to be. And where Oregon is they're going to draw either a Tennessee or an Ohio State, and either one of them are 2 of the best teams in the country.
Congratulations, Dan Lanning and the Oregon Ducks. You got absolutely screwed by the playoff committee because their sentiment of trying to create artificial floors rose some of these teams to the levels where they shouldn't be. That's the problem. The reward for going 13-0 and having the best regular season in all of college football, which is supposed to be the most valuable regular season in all of sports, the reward for that is having to play the 3 highest odds team to win the national championship. They're going to have to go through possibly Ohio State, Texas, and Georgia to win the national championship. So now it's not a true meritocracy. Now it's not a true playoff. It's not a true bracket. You set out to do something like value the conference championship game, and in doing so, you devalued the conference championship game. That's the unintended consequence.
First off, shout out to Josh and Joel.
Shout out to you guys keeping it 100.
Yeah, always keeping it real. Always giving good takes. But to both of those takes, here's the great thing about being connected to this program and being connected to Coach Lanning and just being able to be around these guys. They don't care.
Nah.
That's the thing. And this is our opportunity, having this platform, to introduce people to Oregon, to this program, to the mentality of this team, to the mentality of Dan Lanning. They don't care who's in front of them. Whatever hand they're dealt, they are okay with. And here's the thing. I said this while I was out in Indianapolis. This is about legacy. This is a legacy run.
Mm-hmm.
This is legacy for Dan Lanning, the coach. This is legacy for all the assistant coaches. This is legacy for each and every player. This is about legacy. What better way could it be to be handed the hardest path after going through the Big Ten and absolutely wiping them out?
Yeah.
Running through them. What better way could it be to be given the hardest path to take, whether it be Ohio State or Texas, whether it be Tennessee, then going to the other side and have to face Georgia, whoever may come out of that side. This is about legacy. This team, this coaching staff, Dan Lanning has the opportunity, in my opinion, to become the face of college football. When you think about college football in the West Coast, there's one school that comes to mind, and that's Oregon. When you think about the West Coast, the face of the West Coast is Oregon. Coach Prime is doing his thing with Colorado. But when it comes to football, the face of the West Coast, the brand is the University of Oregon. So when you have that already in place on the West Coast, you have an opportunity to become the face of college football, not only as a coach, but as a football program. And what better way to do that than running through every top team that you think there is that exists? What better way is that? No, give them to me. I want the hardest path, because at the end of it, when we run through this and we do what we say we're going to do and what we plan to do, what can you say then? This has the potential to be the greatest run in the history of college football, in my opinion. This has to be this Oregon team could go down as one of the greatest college football
teams ever.
This everybody is seeing, they're seeing it completely wrong.
And
you got to adjust your lens.
And the thing is, I don't fall for this, right? Because if it was flip-flop and we was in Penn State's situation playing SMU, they'd be like, man, it's rigged. They get to play the easy team. They got an easy way in. So I don't want that either.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I want the hard way. Give me the hard way, because exactly what you just said. You're telling me Oregon gets to have a season where they go 13-0 right now, and they have a potential to beat Penn State, Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, possibly Tennessee, Georgia, whoever it is, all in 1 year, ain't no question. Ain't no question. You know what I'm saying? So, and then also too, Kenyon, the you know, the benefits of winning like this screams to the rest of the world. Recruiting,
Yes.
high schoolers,
Yes.
other colleges,
Yes.
the transfer portal.
Yes.
They're gonna be like, hold up. Like, yeah, that's the number one team. Whatever they're doing over there, I want to go there.
This is
So-
legacy stuff.
So now you're looking at the offseason, you're having a lot of work to do. You're gonna have to hire some guys to decipher who's the best person out there to be an Oregon Duck going into next year. Because there's gonna be a lot of people knocking on that door.
Yeah,
And
this
it's
is-
gonna start, and what's gonna start happening, man, with all these changes, you know, the big four, you know what I'm saying, ACC, SEC, Big 10, Big 12, right? All the teams that are in there. What's gonna start happening is it's gonna start looking a lot like top teams being able to choose. You know, Nick Saban said it. You know what I'm saying? It's like an NFL draft when you're the top dog.
Yeah.
You can pick whoever you want to pick. And
Yeah.
that's the situation that we are playing for, in my opinion. You
Yeah.
talked about a legacy. Yeah, it starts now, but this can continue for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's do it.
Again, these guys that are giving these takes, you don't know Dan Lanning. You don't
Yeah.
know his mentality. You
care.
don't know the mindset. And everybody that Dan Lanning has brought into this program, whether it be a coach or a player, is of the same mentality and of the same mindset.
Yeah.
We don't want nothing handed to us. We don't want we don't want the easy way. We want how whatever hand you deal me, that's the hand I'm gonna play, and I'm gonna find a way to win.
Yep.
This is, again, like I said, this is a legacy run. This run right here puts
This right
Oregon
here?
football. This right here, this right here. This is called legacy.
Yeah.
Okay, this is called legacy, and it screams that. And I don't want it any other way. Give me
Yeah.
Ohio State. Give them again. Give me Tennessee. Give
Yeah.
me Texas. I don't care. Whoever you put in front of me, there's only one team in the country with that one next to their name, and that's us.
Yeah.
That's it. So each and every game that whoever you put in, we're going to show you that we're the number one team in the country. We don't want it easy. We don't want the easy way. We're the
Yeah.
roads that grew from the concrete. We want it out the mud.
Yeah. Out the
Give it to
mud.
me. Yeah, we want it out the mud, baby.
So he had this quote, winning a national championship isn't supposed to be easy. So if our path's a little bit tougher, kudos to us. If we go through it and take care of business, that's it.
Yeah.
Embrace the challenge mentality.
When you do it, what can they say then?
Yes.
What will the narrative be then? I'll tell you what it would be. Oregon had the hardest path to a national championship and got it done.
Yep.
This is one of the greatest college football teams to ever play, because that is what this is shaping up to be. So I'm so excited for this. I'm super excited for the Ducks, man. I'm super happy for the run that they made through that Big Ten. Congratulations to the squad. Congratulations to Coach Lanning and the coaching staff, the university. It's been one hell of a ride so far. But in the words of the late, great Kobe Bryant, job's not finished. But for us, Jay Stu, the job is finished on tonight, okay?
Yes, sir.
Well, listen, as always, baby, it's been fun. We love you guys. We hope that you enjoyed it. Jay Stu, I love you.
Love you too, dog.
And as always, ducks of a feather flock together. We out.